Today I fucked up by ruining my boyfriend's proposal by being disabled. This was yesterday evening, but we didn't get home till after midnight, so I hope it still counts as a today I fucked up. I almost exclusively hang out in support sub so high. If you don't know me, I'm Bippy. I'm a very large, very disabled woman, nearly 6 feet tall, 230 plus lbs. Grab your popcorn, I'm wordy, it's a long one with a lot of needed context. Relevant backstory. I'm physically disabled. I still struggle with it a lot, more on the emotional side than the physical side. I was rear-ended at a red light by a guy going 80 miles per hour because he was texting. It's a miracle I survived that accident. I broke every bone in my neck, leading to nerve damage to my hands, dislocated everything except the bones in my left foot and inner ear, and the soft tissue damage to cartilage and ligaments is severe. Every joint in my body except for my left foot is wrecked. I can't stand for too long or my bones will slip out of place and dislocate, and with the nerve damage in my neck sometimes I can't even hold or lift 3 pounds or use a fork. The scar tissue from ripping the fascia in my right foot by slamming the brakes down as hard as I could during the accident has caused a non-cancerous tumor that makes walking and standing suck, but I don't look disabled. Since I was rear-ended, all my scars from the accident are hidden by my hair on the back of my scalp. Even before the accident I have an autoimmune pain disorder and I can't take opiates. I get zero pain relief but epic constipation. The only other medication that works on nerve pain like mine is gabapentin, but the side effects are bad enough I can't take it. When the physical disability stuff and the pain disorder stuff sync up, it's astonishing how much that sucks. I medically raw dog the pain and spend a couple days a month in agony, but I didn't die, so I try not to complain too much. My experience of being disabled in public is that at worst, people are condescendingly polite to me and at best they are kind. Usually people try to be gracious even if I'm slow or blocking an aisle. I don't mind questions from kids, but sometimes the ones from adults are awkward and I try to make myself a living. Don't text and drive poster because what happened to me was not my fault, but I have to live with the consequences for someone else's recklessness for the rest of my life. Don't get me wrong, on my good days I can do anything I did before. I can still sometimes bike, garden, sew, knit, lift weights, etc. On bad days though, I can only lie in a recliner and do deep breathing exercises and hope for the pain to fade. On really bad days I can't move at all and have to wear an adult diaper or incontinence pads because I can't get to the bathroom in under 45 minutes, even crawling. So depending on the day I'm okay, using a cane, using a walker, and since things progress I am looking at having to occasionally use a wheelchair. I will likely need a walker full-time in the next decade, and when that is depends on how much working out I can get in on good days to keep my body stronger and working better. I'm deeply independent and hate it. Needing help is worse for me than pain. But I make jokes about it and am gracious when people offer to help because being disabled is awkward AF. Even if someone grabs my wheelchair without asking and starts pushing, please don't ever do this. I know they're trying to be kind. I'm only in my late 30s and having to use a walker can be humiliating. I handle the embarrassment by saying thanks a lot, and cracking jokes about my mobility aids being designer accessories, but it's not worth the car accident to get them. That's why Kim K does not have one. This week is bad, so I'm struggling. My right knee and hip are barely working, lots of muscle spasms and pain levels are way up. Rain tends to be a turger for the joint pain and Milwaukee got like 7 inches of rain in 2 days, so it is what it is. I was borderline between needing the walker and needing the chair. Yesterday was the 1-year anniversary of dating my wonderful boyfriend. He's a chef and works weekends and only has Tuesday off. We never get to do things on the weekend, so it's nearly impossible to see live music or comedy shows that are usually only on the weekend. But wait. In nearby Chicago, a band I'm obsessed with is playing on Tuesday, Heilung. I tried and failed to see them pre-corona. Amazing boyfriend gets us tickets for our anniversary. He tells me he called the venue and it's standing room only. No ADA accommodations for wheelchairs. And since going to a concert where you're in a wheelchair means you see nothing but other people's backs while drunks trip and spill beer all over you, I go with the walker. I can stand up with support to see the few favorite songs and sit for the rest. I feel totally safe because while this isn't a metal show per se, the fans tend to be metal fans. Bearded metal dudes are some of the nicest people out there. I 10,000% feel safer surrounded by metal dudes than church ladies. I know if something happens, the metal dudes will help me out. As a group they're damn fine people. End backstory. We get to the venue and nice security guard tells us to go as close to the stage as we can on the right side so he can keep an eye on me in case a pit breaks out. This isn't a pitting kind of show, but it looks like a potentially pitting crowd, so I nod and go for it, knowing if a pit did break out the metal dudes would get the woman in the walker the fuck away from the pit before they have their fun, or form a human shield wall or something. I'm perfectly safe, but the security guard might not know the band, so I thank him for looking out for me. I go about 2-3 rows of people back, turn the walker around so I can sit in it, thank the people around me for helping because accommodating disabilities is an awkward thing and kindness deserves thanks, and my boyfriend is standing behind me. My back wheel is against a ramp, front wheel's locked. This walker isn't moving anywhere, life is good. To my left is entitled Drunk, possibly more, Birthday Bitch, a shorter woman with large, curly dark hair, and her friend, blonde enthusiastic lady. She's one of those people who either gives zero fucks and just vibes and dances with the music, or she's a bit stoned and a drunk but idgaff. We're all adults here to support an amazing band. I love the band and enthusiastic blonde lady is loving them, so I'm enjoying her energy. When I'm sitting, sometimes a person will take a video of the stage and I'm peeking at their phone so I can see, and the music is incredible. I'm vibing and so happy. So the entitled Drunk Birthday Bitch keeps hip checking my walker where I've got my hand. No big. It's a crowd, and while it's mildly painful to have your hand smushed, I just move it. She's got an empty drink and I offer to let her put the cup in my cup holder so she doesn't have to carry it. She declines. If I lean to one side or another I can see one of the performers. It's an ensemble performance, but I'm happy, and it's great. My favorite song comes on, I'm Standing. If you've never used a walker to support yourself standing, you have maybe 2 inches of room to move. You have to have your hands under your shoulders to help support your weight, and since I have no grip strength, it's all just locking my joints and resting the pressure on the heels of my hands. The backs of your legs are against the seat of the walker. You can stand, but you can't shift where you are standing except a little to the left or right, but that puts a huge strain on your shoulder for that side and it's painful, so dead center of the walker is really your only option. You can widen or narrow your stance and sway a bit left to right. That's it. EDBB moves to stand in front of me, but being a giant woman I can see over her head. No big deal. When I sit, she starts moving so I can't see, and she's got a lot of curly hair, so I'd lean the other way to see around her and she'd shift. I figure she's just drunk and brush it off. Then when I stand up she leans back against me. Keep in mind I can barely stand right now and only with the help of the walker, so I'm a weak reed to lean on, and starts grinding. I'm literally sucking in everything I can, but since the walker can't move, I can't move. I'm used to women in clubs and concerts randomly grinding on me since I'm tall and not a dude, which apparently makes me safe to dance on. But I don't like being touched by strangers and am not all about some random chick rubbing her ass on me during a romantic evening out to celebrate my anniversary with my boyfriend. But hey, drunk woman is digging music, so I grit my teeth and let it slide. Then she starts backing her ass up, sort of a reverse hip check twerking move. She's shoving me with her butt. And since she's significantly shorter than me, her ass is just below my center of gravity, so she easily knocks me backwards and I collapse in my walker, with my boyfriend, who thinks I just collapsed, catching me. Walker is so firmly locked in place my 230 pounds ass slamming into it does not budge it in the least. I say, I'm sorry, but you just knocked me over, please be careful, and go back to the show. This then happens 3 more times. This woman is pressing her entire back against my front hard enough my boobs are flattened, and she keeps knocking me over. She's literally standing on my shoes. For the record, they are hella expensive orthopedic boots I can hide my braces in that are somehow still cute, and she scuffs them, fucks them up. There's like 3.5 feet of space in front of her. She's absolutely choosing to do this. I say, hey, you've knocked me over 4 times, please be careful, and she says, you're milking this, points at my walker, and I'm not going to accommodate you anymore. Then she proceeds to back into me and butt bump me to knock me over again. I manage to stay upright and shove her and say, get off me. The nice security guard from earlier is there in a flash. Her clueless blonde friend is lecturing me on being too aggressive, and it's entitled Birthday Bitch's birthday. Like that makes it somehow okay to deliberately knock over disabled people who can't get out of your way. And again, my walker is parked and blocked and I'm not bumping into her. It's not physically possible. She's drunkily bumping into me. She is standing on my shoes and hip checking me to knock me over. So the security guard and my boyfriend turn the walker around so they can get me out of there, and I don't know if she hip checked me or tripped me because it happened so fast, but as I'm turning around she knocks me over again and I nearly face plant onto my walker. I hit the ground hard. Both knees give out. Spasms start in my arms from the strain of shifting left and right to avoid her, and the hip socket is spasming. It hurts. They get me to the side and the nice security guard is telling me there's only one song left, he'll watch out for me, but he can't really do anything about entitled Birthday Bitch. He offers to find me another place to sit and I say I just want to get the hell out of there and I'm trying not to cry. From the small of my back hitting the bar of the walker I'm starting to have muscle spasms there too, and I am struggling to even stand up. Boyfriend and sweet security guard exchange a meaningful glance. This is where I fucked up. And boyfriend says it's okay. He wants to make sure I'm okay and at this point I just wanted to GTFO as fast as possible. My boyfriend is so sweet and helped me navigate with the walker over cracks and when he sees me grimace in pain he's rubbing my lower back where it smashed into the crossbar or my walker. Knowing he's wanting to get married, I'm the one with commitment issues, I propose to him. He starts laughing and says yes. Turns out the nice security guard had me up at that spot because boyfriend knew after the concert I wouldn't be able to walk far, and had arranged with the venue and the guards to get me on stage at the end of the concert to propose. The nice security guard was the one who was going to take video on boyfriend's phone. Boyfriend had been working on this with the venue for a long time, because the anniversary plus his rare day off plus being able to see my favorite band made it big romantic gesture and his idea of how to treat his partners is basically Gomez do. Since I don't wear rings he wanted to propose with a sword. I was a competitive fencer in my youth, or a warhammer, my favorite weapon, and they wouldn't let him bring a weapon into the venue, hence the many calls to them to arrange things. So, the big, romantic proposal he'd been working on was ruined. I've been having back spasms from where I kept hitting the brace on the walker all day and will for the next 2 or 3 days. I can barely move and I'm in a lot of pain from drunk entitled Birthday Bitch knocking me over. And since I didn't check my shitty mood over it, my boyfriend's long-planned, deeply personalized and romantic proposal was ruined. He was an absolute rock star about the whole thing and said he was more worried about me than his plans. He tried to forbid me from feeling bad about it but I still do. I'm normally pretty good at bouncing back from a bad mood but between the pain and the anger, I wasn't able to shake it off. I'm glad he was behind me because if he knew this EDBB was hurting me on purpose instead of me just collapsing because I was pushing too hard, things would have escalated. He is, after all, a bearded metal dude. If you see a short chick with crow's feet and big curly hair who saw Heilung in Chicago yesterday and is a nasty passive-aggressive ableist bitch, please kick her in the front butt for me. An enthusiastic blonde lady, your friend is a bitch, I hope you dump her and do better because you seemed cool if clueless. The too long did not read. Ableist drunk woman decides to passive-aggressively knock my disabled self over multiple times during a concert. I made us leave early when my boyfriend was going to propose on stage at the end of the concert. If you love him and want to marry him that's what we really care about. It doesn't sound ruined at all. You did not fuck up. EDBB deliberately chose to fuck with you and you chose to be above it. It's hard to think of a way to prevent this in the future. But I hope you find a way to still enjoy shows. I always have trouble with people that aggressive part of my brain just does not compute the evil. And the incessant urge to be the better person. They could always give her a warning or ban her. Not sure how realistic that is though. TIFU. By sleeping with my buddy's ex. Technically it was a build-up from the last 3 weeks and SHTF today. So for context my buddy, 18 meters, had this girlfriend, F. that we went to school with and all of us had a couple classes together. Well they dated for about a year and broke up abruptly. According to my buddy it was a mutual decision. Well anyways about 2 months after I break up with my ex, so me and F talk after my breakup and I start getting some details I never heard about my buddy. Stuff like, he was verbally abusive, and, he was very jealous and didn't want her doing anything without his permission, which I thought was weird because I had known my buddy for well over 7 years. So about 3 weeks ago F asked if she can come by that she had a bad day at work and would like to smoke some weed and chill, which we had done many of times. So we're sitting on my couch just lighting up my bong and she says, "You know your buddy could never satisfy me in bed." I was taken aback because before this there had never been sexual tension or anything between us. Hell I was even good friends with her older brother. So long story short Jaime said, "Well that sucks," thought that was the end of that until 20 or so minutes and she tells me to unzip my pants. So this has been going on for the past 3 weeks. Today was fucked up because my buddy comes to my place out of the blue and noticed her car in my driveway. He walks into my living room to see me and her naked making lunch. He flips shit saying stuff like, "Bros before hoes," and, "How dare I do that to him? It's been about 4 hours since and he's not responding to my text and he's bashing both of us on his Snap. He's been saying shit like he was still in love with her." Our friend group is very diverted on the matter because a couple of the people had already known and the ones that didn't have been told that I'm a bad friend and a backstabber. I'm kinda distraught because I do like this girl and since it's out in the open I'd like to take our relationship to the next level, but I don't want to throw away a 7+ year friendship. Too long did not read. My buddy's ex and I have been hooking up for the past 3 weeks. Today my buddy walked in on us naked together in my house. He's been bashing us both on Snap. So I'm stuck between a girl that I really like and a friend of 7 years. Daddy, how did you and mommy get together? Well, Timmy, we was getting high and shit when she told me her existence dick wasn't worth a fuck and told me to unzip. You not putting her age and him being 18 makes me think you're all dumb children. Ya really got 2 options here: either A, break off with the girl and apologize to your friend. There's 99% chance your relationship will never truly be the same, or B, ask her out and have an actual relationship with her. If you truly do like her, your friend will probably cut contact with you and there's also the probability of you and her not working out, so either way you lose something. I don't know what's going on here, but don't ever sleep with a buddy's ex unless you know the facts yourself firsthand. If he's your boy and you feel you know him better than that, it's up to you to follow up as his boy. A woman can tell a lie just as good as a man. Not only that, she sounds like a red flag playing thoughtscotch like that.